What's up YouTube, it's James the Blue Engine, and today is a really big day today. Drum roll please! It's Super Bowl 60 day! Beep beep beep! Finally, the day has come. And yes, although the Super Bowl will not feature the Packers, who end of season who I do not want to talk about, it's still a great Super Bowl. And the team that are in this year's Super Bowl will be the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. In honor of this, we got some engines coming. And here they are. We've got a Patriots fan. Hello, James. Nice to see you. And we've got a Seahawks fan. Oh, what's up, James? These two guys, Henry and Percy, are here to represent their respective favorite teams in Super Bowl 60. I'm supporting the Patriots, and I'm, of course, going for the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold's had a majestic season. I think he's better this season than he was last year when he was playing with the Vikings. And you had to watch your Packers team get swept by the Vikings in him. Yeah, I know. But we got J.J. McCarthy, so Packers split their meetings with the Vikings this season. Yeah, true, but still. These two teams both won their divisions this season, with the Patriots winning the AFC East and the Seahawks winning the NFC West. And the Patriots even done it after back-to-back 4-13 seasons. That's right, Henry. The Seahawks are listed as 4.5 point favorites to win. Here's a summary from the playoffs from both teams. Percy, I'll go you first, since the Seahawks are the designated visitor. After a 10-7 season without making the playoffs, following back-to-back years of narrowly missing the playoffs, with 9-8 in 2023 and 10-7 in 2024, the Seahawks traded two-time Pro quarterback Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders. In the same day, they signed free agent Sam Darnold after a breakout season with the Minnesota Vikings, after 7 years struggling in the league. The Seahawks also made further changes to the offense by parting ways with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, by releasing Lockett and trading Metcalf to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also signed new wide receivers, one of which was Cooper Kupp, who was named Offensive Player of the Year in 2021 and was signed in free agency after the Los Angeles Rams released him. The day of the NFL trade deadline, they acquired pro wide receiver Rashid Shaheed and kick returner from the New Orleans Saints. Wide receiver and kick returner. Meanwhile, they only have one thing on the defense. Four-time Pro Bowl linebacker DeMarcus Lawrence in free agency after having missed most of the 2024 season with the Cowboys after a foot injury. Our offense improved from 14th in yards to 18th in points to 8th in yards and 3rd in points. Sam second Pro Bowl selection after throwing for 4K yards and 25 touchdowns, along with a career-high completion percentage of 67.7. Although he did lead the lead in fumbles at 11 and committed 20 turnovers. But hey, Jackson Smith-Njigba was the league's receiving yards leader at 1,793, thus culminating in him earning Offensive Player of the Year, along with Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors. Jackson additionally led the team in receiving touchdowns at 10. The rushing game was led by running backs Kenneth Walker, who is our leading rusher at 1,027 yards and scored 5 touchdowns, and Zach Charbonnet, who led the Seahawks in rushing touchdowns at 12 and had 730 yards. This will be the third time that they've made the Super Bowl. Excuse me, their fourth time they've appeared in the Super Bowl. Having lost to the Steelers in Super Bowl 39 in 2005, and won Super Bowl 47 in 2023. Excuse me. Super Bowl 48 in 2013, and last appeared in Super Bowl 49 the following year, both during the Legion of Boom era. The Seahawks had the top scoring defense this season, after previously being ranked 12th and were 6th in yards, previously ranking 14th. Leonard Williams and defensive end Leonard Williams and defensive tackle Byron Murphy earned both Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro honors. Leonard Williams have 62 tackles, and he and Byron Murphy both led the team in sacks at 7 each, with Murphy adding 62 additional tackles. Devin Witherspoon also received Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro honors after recording 72. Linebacker Ernest Jones, who was the team leader in tackles at 126 and interceptions at 5, which earned him a second-team All-Pro selection. DeMarcus Lawrence was also named to the Pro Bowl, as he had 53 tackles and 6 sacks. On special teams, Rashid was the only player in the league to score both a kick return touchdown and a punt return touchdown. As a result, he earned Pro Bowl honors as a kick returner. And last but not least, our punter, who was Michael Dixon, who had the 6th longest punt average at 49.9 and received the second-team All-Pro selection. Congratulations, Percy, on your Seahawks summary. Anytime, James. Alright. Now we turn to you, Henry. You betcha, James. I like telling stories. Oops. After the New England Patriots finished this season with an identical 14-3 record under first-year head coach Mike Vrabel, and this is set to be their 12th appearance, which extends their record for the most in NFL history. And they won a record of 6 Super Bowls during the Brady Belichick dynasty, which is tied for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who also won 6 Super Bowls. After posting back-to-back 4-13 records in 2023 and 2024 at the bottom, and finished last in the AFC East. They fired head coach Gerard Maye and hired Vrabel. During 2024, they selected Drake Maye 3rd overall, and despite struggling, he earned Pro Bowl honors as a rookie. And Josh McDaniels also rejoined the Patriots as offensive coordinator for the third time. After previously holding the position from 2006 to 2008 and from 2012 to 2021, to help improve the offense, we signed four-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Stefon Diggs, who was coming off an ACL injury he suffered last season with the Houston Texans. And they also drafted running back Trayvon Henderson in the second round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Defensive acquisitions included linebacker Robert Spilling, following a career season with the Las Vegas Raiders, and linebacker Harold Landry after being released by the Titans. This season saw the offense go from 31st in yards and 30th in points to 3rd in yards and 2nd in points. Drake also threw for 4,394 yards and 31 touchdowns, both of which led the AFC, while leading in league in completion percentage at 72, and had a passer rating of 113.5. He also rushed for 450 touchdowns, 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Drake received Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro honors, in addition to placing second in MVP voting. Stefon led the team in receiving yards at 1,013 and scored 4 receiving touchdowns. Tight end Hunter Henry scored 7 receiving touchdowns, the most on our team, while obtaining 768 receiving yards. Trayvon was our leader in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns at 911 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. After rebuilding the offense, Josh McDaniels won Assistant Coach of the Year. Meanwhile, the defense went from 22nd in yards and points to 8th in yards and 4th in points. Cornerback Christian Gonzalez was named to the Pro Bowl as he recorded 69 tackles. The aforementioned Robert Spilling led the team with 97 tackles while also recording 2 interceptions. In addition to recording 49 tackles, Harold was named our leader in sacks at 8.5. Safety Jalen Hawks led us in interceptions at 4 after recording 71 tackles. Quarterback Marcus Jones, who recorded 65 tackles, earned second-team All-Pro honors as a punt returner after scoring 2 punt return touchdowns, which are the most in the league. Mike was named Coach of the Year a second time following the team's turnaround from the past 2 seasons. Now back to you, James. Thank you very much, Henry. And now, let's discuss the postseason. Percy will talk first. Thank you, James. Well, despite Sam Darnold dealing with an injured oblique and losing Charbonnet to an ACL injury before the postseason, the Seahawks did manage the NFC's number 1 seed, which always comes with a first-round bye during the wildcard round. Despite these injuries, the Seahawks absolutely demolished the 49ers by beating them up by the score of 41-6 during the divisional round. And during the NFC Championship, we faced yet another division opponent, the Los Angeles Rams, in the NFC Championship game. Having split both contests during the regular season, both of which were close, and especially that overtime matchup won by the Seahawks. Seattle once again emerged victorious over the Rams, as they would win by the score of 31-27 in order to advance to their first Super Bowl in 11 years. The Seahawks additionally continued their streak of making the Super Bowl every year they held the NFC's #1 seed. Alright, now we will go to Henry. Meanwhile, the Patriots clinched the AFC's #2 seed, and in the wildcard round, they got their first playoff win since 2018 by beating the Los Angeles Chargers by the score of 16-13. Then, in the divisional round, we beat Houston by the score of 28-16 by recording 5 turnovers, including 4 interceptions. Then we had to face the Denver Broncos in the AFC divisional round. And because they were starting backup quarterback Jared Stidham, who was taken over for Bo Nix, who suffered an ankle injury in the previous round against the Bills. And despite snow conditions in the second half, we narrowly won by the score of 10-7 to reach their 12th Super Bowl. After winning all 8 of our regular season games on the road, the Patriots became the first team to be undefeated in 9 road games. It also became the first team to defeat top 5 defenses in one postseason. Back to you, James. Thank you, Henry. Now we read the pregame notes. Super Bowl 60 will be a rematch of the aforementioned Super Bowl 49, which the Patriots beat the Seahawks 28-24 on that Malcolm Butler interception of Russell Wilson. No players have remained on either team since that Super Bowl, with McDaniels being the only coach to appear in both games. As Russell Wilson is now with the New York Giants after having served stints with the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers, whereas Tom Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 2020 to 2022 before becoming a Fox on NFL analyst. Seahawks general manager John Schneider is the first NFL general manager to reach multiple Super Bowls with a different roster and a head coach. And this is additionally the first Super Bowl since number 38 to feature both teams that missed the playoffs the previous season. It was also the most unlikely matchup in the Super Bowl in at least 50 years based on preseason odds, which is pretty rare. Seattle was 60-1 to win the Super Bowl, whereas New England was 80-1. At age 23, Drake Maye is the second youngest quarterback to start in a Super Bowl after Dan Marino in Super Bowl 19. Despite being a designated home team, due to the annual rotation between the two conferences, the Patriots have chosen to wear their white uniforms and white pants, which include white away jerseys and white pants, making them become the first home team to wear white since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did it in Super Bowl I want to say, yeah, Super Bowl 55. This means the Seahawks will wear their home jerseys, which include navy blue jerseys and navy blue pants. This will additionally mark the first time in which Super Bowl participants will wear monochromatic uniforms. In addition to customary Super Bowl patch, the jerseys of both teams will feature a USA 250 patch in recognition of the USSS. The Patriots will hold practice this week, leading up to the game at Stanford University in Palo Alto. Whereas Seattle will hold practice at San Jose State University. And since the Seahawks are favored to win this Super Bowl, I'm going to have to pick Seattle. Thanks, James. Anytime, Percy. And Anyways, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, and pickle suck. Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! Or, go Seahawks! Go Patriots!